The killers are eating the flesh of the people they murdered.
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
Probably be a lot more of them as soon as they find out about us.
All persons who die during this crisis, from whatever cause, will come back to life to seek human victims.
I'm telling you, they can't get in here.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy frothizzle in the building. And today, I'm going to be talking about one of my very favorite movies of all time. One of my top 10 movies, actually. The 1968 classic, Night of the Living Dead. Directed by my favorite filmmaker of all time, George A. Romero. So ain't nothing to it but to do it. We start off the film with our main character, Barbara, and her brother, Johnny.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
They go to pay a visit to their deceased mother at the cemetery, and all hell breaks loose. We come across the first flesh-eating zombie ever in movie history, as far as I know. He's the famous dead guy that busts a brick through Barbara's car window. Barbara comes across this farmhouse, and that's when Ben, played by who I consider a legend, Dwayne Jones, pops up. As the film goes on, a small group of people come out from the cellar after they hear Ben nailing up the windows and the doors. We have Harry Cooper, his wife, and his daughter, who to the audience's knowledge gets bitten, but she's pretty much laid out for nearly the whole film. And we have a couple, Judy and Tom. Now, I will admit, this movie is slow. It is a slow burn. And I don't think it's for anybody that doesn't like dialogue-heavy movies. There's some flesh-eating zombie scenes at the end of the movie, but it's not scattered around. But I love this movie so much for how innovative I feel it is. It's the first horror film that I've seen a strong black lead, especially to the degree of a Dwayne Jones. I strongly believe till this day that Dwayne Jones puts in a fantastic performance as Ben. Very strong character, very stern, very straight to the point, commanding, strong voice, awesome performance. And I have a bunch of respect for Romero for casting Dwayne in this lead and taking that risk. I'm gonna butcher his quote, but he said something along the lines of, he casted Dwayne as Ben because he was the best actor for the role, period. He wasn't thinking about the skin color as far as the character. He just thought Dwayne was the strongest performance for Ben. And I really tilt my fro for that. I think the thing that sticks out the most in this movie for people's viewings is the not so happy ending. Through the entire movie, we're really invested into these characters, and they do start to get killed off when we get towards the finale. There's also a pretty creepy visual of Harry's daughter killing Harry and the mother. She starts eating her father, but she stabs her mother to death with what I think is a trowel. And I will say, pretty creepy scene. So like I said before, we're very invested into these characters, and our lead Ben is the last man standing. We see that Ben is in this complete shock state. He can't communicate, he's out of it. He has that 1,000-yard stare. That's when a handful of reporters and rednecks come across the farmhouse, clear all the zombies out, and shoot Ben when they mistake him for another zombie. And I thought this ending was very effective, very hard to watch, dark and moody. You invest your time in all these characters just for them to get killed off. And normally I don't love movies like that, but I feel this movie was a game changer for that. And if I haven't mentioned already, this is the first flesh-eating zombie movie. We've had White Zombie and stuff like that, but they were mostly paralyzed and they had the creepy stare. This is the first involving flesh eaters. And you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but that's what I feel. When I talk about my top 10 or my ultimate favorite movies of all time, I try to do them justice, but I highly, highly recommend check out this movie, Night of the Living Dead, the original, at least once in your life, just to see what you think. I do love the 1990 film as well, the Tom Savini directed flick, starring Tony Todd as Ben. I will admit that the 1991 does have my favorite version of Barbara. I do think Barbara is stronger in that one than this one, but it's very hard for me to pick between Tony Todd and Dwayne Jones, because they're both dynamite performances. But to wrap it up, this movie's fantastic. Great dialogue, solid acting, a very moody atmosphere, and an excellent flick done with what was considered a budget of pennies for its time. I'm gonna give the classic Night of the Living Dead a 10 out of 10. I don't know if you could really tell, but this poster right here is my 68 Night of the Living Dead. And that's it, y'all. It's your boy frothizzle. Until next time, peace. Romero forever.
It is tough for the kid. That old man is so stupid. Now, you get the hell down in the cellar. You can be the boss down there. I'm boss up here. You bastards!
Casting to this day, casting is always contentious in any movie, big, small, whatever. I imagine it was quite laid back that you said, well, I want Dwayne to be the hero, the leading man, whatever. Or was it, or did it take any convincing to any of the partners?
You know, it did, except not very much convincing, because when a friend of mine, Jack Russo, and I wrote the script together. Mm-hmm. And we thought of him all the time, and if you read the original scripts, there's no description of the guy as far as his color. Mm-hmm. And he's a truck driver, and that's it. And in fact, he's written as kind of a gruff, not good grammar, So Dwayne was the best actor from among our friends. And Dwayne basically auditioned. And I said, wow, I mean, this guy's much better than anybody that we've seen. Mm-hmm. And so forget about it. He gets it. And that was it. And all he did was change. He wanted the dialogue to be not so gruff. He wanted it to sound a little more
sophisticated,
gracious, and that's all he did. You know, it's like it's like the script set when he reaches for the phone. The script says, "I guess you tried this," and he read it like, "I suppose you tried this," and so he made all these little changes to try to make him seem less. Try to make the character seem less rough around the edges.
What is great is that he also brings a lot of poise and a lot of gravity and a lot of command. I mean, he truly is an exceptional leading man.